For homework, you had this activity that you had to compare the simple past with the past continuous. And we're going to review this exercise. We're going to explain today a new topic, also to talk about the past, used to, and would. All right, so here we're going to check the homework. So number 7, it says, circle the correct answers. We have to choose simple past or past continuous. So for you to remember, right, simple past versus past continuous. Continuous. Okay. Simple past and past continuous, when you have them in the same sentence, so is you are comparing an sentence or an event, we could call it the interrupted event, evento interrumpido, versus we could say ongoing event, evento en progreso. Okay, para hablar del pasado. So, sorry, it was like this. Okay, so the simple past, we use it for, I mean, this will be, how can we call it? The interruption, the event that is the interruption. And past continuous will be the ongoing event, or also called interrupted event. I realized I had written correctly. Okay, so first, the simple past use it for the event, that is the interruption. And you use the past continuous for the one that is the interrupted event or ongoing event. For example, I could say, I was watching a movie. So when you say, I was watching a movie, estaba viendo una película, it means that something was, you expect the interruption, se espera ahí una interrupción. Okay, so here you say, I was watching a movie when, cuando, I heard a noise, escuché un ruido, que interrumpió, que escuché el ruido. So the same way you have to read the sentences and you have to choose if we use the simple past or the past continuous. Some of you send me your homework, so this will be the review just to compare, see if your homework is correct. Okay, so let's ask first, Oscar, can you help us please with sentence 1? Let's read and you choose the correct answers. Okay, let's ask Oscar, please, can you help us to read number 1?
Yes. My back broke down while I was riding through Mexico.
Good, excellent. Very well, so you see this sentence says, I was riding, this is the ongoing action. Yo estaba manejando la bicicleta when it broke down. Broke down quiere decir que se descompuso. Okay. So this is the sentence that interrupts what event that you were riding through Mexico. I could understand why, right? Podría, aquí se podría entender, ¿no? Porque en México la bicicleta se descompuso. I think that's easy to know. Okay. Very well, let's continue. In number 2, please, Flor, help us with number 2. Okay, Jorge, can you help us please with number 2?
Hey, teacher, good evening. Yes, of
Good
course.
evening.
Number 2. When she was studying in Greece, Evelyn bought food from local markets.
Excellent. So ongoing action is when she was studying in Greece. Evelyn bought from local markets. In this case, we don't have a sentence that is interrupting. If we think logically, nothing interrupts this girl while she was studying in Greece. The verb buy, no, perdón. Sí, es el verbo buy. En pasado sería bought, es un verbo irregular. Remember, I sent you your list of verbs. Okay, so you need to study. And so it is not an interruption, but it's telling you we could have like the past continuous in this case is the main sentence or the sentence of more duration. And this one is the sentence of less duration. So what I'm explaining is in this sentence number 2, there is no interruption. No hay interrupción de la oración realmente. Esta no interrumpe a esta. O sea, en un sentido lógico, no está interrumpiendo, right? But this is we have two events, dos eventos. This is of shorter duration and longer, longer duration and shorter duration. Un evento de duración más larga, es decir, estaba estudiando en Grecia y esto compró, pues evidentemente fue menos largo. Okay, so in this case, we could say that this sentence happened while doing this. Por lo tanto, aquí when también podríamos utilizar en lugar de when otra palabra que es while. Do you remember what the meaning of while is? ¿Saben qué es while? Do you remember while?
Mientras.
Mientras. Entonces aquí when lo podemos cambiar por mientras también. Mientras ella estudiaba, Evelyn compró comida de los mercados locales. Number 3, please, Flor, can you help us with number 3?
Yes. I sat. Tengo que poner.
You need to choose I sat or I was sitting.
I was sitting in the car when I heard the news.
Okay. So I would say, yes, I was sitting when I heard the news. Okay. Very well. Excellent. So past continuous, simple past. Please, can you help us, Maite, with number 4?
When the game was beginning, I talked on the phone.
Okay, let's think it twice. You know, do you remember the meaning of hail? ¿Recuerdan qué significa hail? Que vimos al inicio de esta unidad. What is hail? No, hail. Hail. What is hail?
Granizo.
Yes, that's right. Okay. So what is more probable, that phone, que hablar en teléfono interrumpa el granizo, o que el granizo interrumpa hablar en teléfono? What do you think interrupts the other sentence? ¿Cuál es la oración que interrumpe? What do you think? Hail or talking? Hail, yes. So if hail is the one that interrupts the action, which one do we use? Simple past or past continuous?
Simple past.
Yes, so when the hail began, when the hail began, I was talking on the phone. Okay, good. Please help me, Gabriel, with number 5. Choose this correct sentence, the correct form of the verb. Gabriel, are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, can we go back to Oscar, please? Can you help us with number 5?
Yes. Number 5. You called while I was watching the football game.
Excellent. So your call interrupted me when I was watching the football game. Very well. Please help us, Flor, with number 6.
Neil and Agustin were driving through the blizzard when they ran out of gas.
Okay, so they were driving when they ran out of gas. Do you know the meaning of, this is a verb, run out. Run out. Run out no tiene nada que ver con correr. Este es un phrasal verb. Miren, más adelante veremos los phrasal verbs. Run out is a different meaning than correr. Cuando tienes run con out, es otra cosa que no tiene nada que ver con correr. Do you know run out? By chance, ¿saben qué quiere decir run out?
Quedó vacío.
Yeah, it's like acabarse. Very well, it's like acabarse, exactly. Okay, quedarse sin. Yes, very well. So that's run out of gas, que se acabó el gas. Excellent. Okay, so one thing you need to remember about the pronunciation of the past continuous, for example, the pronunciation of was is more like a Z at the end and not an S. So try to pronounce not was, but you say more like was. So this is the Z sound. So you say was studying. Was, not was, was. Was. Z. Vuelvo a exagerar un poco más. Was studying, was writing, was talking. Okay. Other thing, remember, usually when we have L's in the middle of the words, we don't pronounce the L. For example, we don't say talking or talking, or we don't say walking, right? So we omit the L, and you would say like walking, talking. Also, the G at the end is not pronounced. It's a soft thing, soft G. So you say talking, walking, but never talking, never walking. All right? So talking, walking, walking. Walking incluso puede imaginarse como si dijeras Joaquín, ¿no? Joaquín, walking, walking. Okay, very well. So that's one thing to remember. So let's see, Jorge, how will you pronounce this sentence in number 7, the part that says I, from I, number 4, how will you pronounce it?
I was talking on the phone.
Excellent. I was talking. So remember not to pronounce the L. Very well. And how will you pronounce Oscar in number 3? I
was sitting.
Exactly. I was
I
sitting.
was
You can
sitting.
pronounce sitting is the British way, but you can say in American, I was sitting. So you can say
I was
sitting or
sitting.
sitting.
I
Good.
was sitting.
Excellent. All right. Well, what else? Well, some things you can remember in I think we don't have here regular verbs. Okay, but for example, I could tell you with the verb hear. Okay, hear is in present, I hear. En pasado solo se le añade una D, pero no vamos a pronunciar heard, vamos a pronunciar heard. All right, so only one letter can make the sound very different. So you can say here is present and heard is the past. I heard the news. I heard the news. My bike broke. Evelyn bought. You know, there are some words that they look similar in the way they change. You can say broke, boat, broke, brought. And you have some words that are similar in the way they change. Remember, for the irregular verbs. Let me see if I have it here. So even though the regular verbs are irregular, aunque los verbos irregulares son irregulares, but you have one thing that can help you is that some verbs rhyme. Muchos verbos como que tienen la rima o cambian de forma muy parecida. For example, there are some verbs that, for example, let's think about drink, cambia la I por la A del presente al pasado. So I can think about drink, drank. ¿Qué otro verbo es parecido? Bueno, podemos pensar en el verbo sing, sang, que es hundirse. Sing, sang. Or we can think about drink, drank, sing, sang, swim, swam, nadar. Swim, swam. Which other one? Sing and sang. Sit and sat. Entonces ya tienes verbos que son irregulares, pero riman y los puedes memorizar más rápidamente. So you can say, for example, like this. You could say drink, drank, sing, sang, swim, swam, sing, sang, sit, sat. And you can go to other verbs, no? You know, you can go, for example, like I told you, verbos que igual cambian como de forma parecida. Por ejemplo, bring cambia a brought, buy cambia a bought, catch cambia a caught. So they are similar verbs. So that's something you can do to remember the irregular verbs. Okay. So it's very important that from now on you know at least the verbs in this list of verbs. O sea, hay muchos más verbos, pero es importante sabernos cómo son estos verbos. Y hasta incluso aprendernos el pasado participio, porque ya lo hemos visto en el presente perfecto. So I'm giving you some tips, but actually you don't. I mean, you can memorize it. Like I told you, I gave you some other tips yesterday. Ayer les da otros tips para aprenderse los verbos irregulares. But the thing is that this should be your goal now for this level, to memorize the verbs. That's how you're going to have progress. If you don't memorize the irregular verbs, you're going to be limited. Realmente, pues, los verbos es con lo que construimos todo lo demás. Si te faltan verbos, pues vas a no vas a ver un progreso, right? So it's very important that you start memorizing or watching movies or this wheel, no se los he enviado, como ruleta de verbos, formas creativas para que puedan aprender estos verbos, o mejor dicho, memorizarlos. We don't say it really like learn, I would say, because actually it's something you need to memorize. You know, this is something very mechanical. But you can do it like this, like I told you, you can use the brute force, pues utilizar fuerza bruta, ponerte a memorizar todos los verbos, o puedes utilizar lo que es más sencillo, más recomendable, ver películas, series, música, leer, seguir redes sociales de influencers en inglés, lo que funcione para ti. Si a lo mejor no te interesa nada de eso, a lo mejor lo que quieres ver es un contexto más real, a lo mejor manuales que tú necesites utilizar en tu trabajo. You can read everything and everything that you read will help. You never know, but that's the key. Okay. So here we have just a few readings. We cannot have the whole class reading many texts, but that's something you need to do at home. Remember to commit with your 15 minutes, at least 15, 20 minutes of daily, we could say practice, no study, pero sí como práctica del inglés. Entonces, aparte de esta clase, intenten tener inglés pues a lo largo del día, leer algo, escuchar algo. That's how you're going to improve. That's what helps. That's what works. Something that I remember that helped me a lot was podcast. Yo soy una persona muy bueno, es como soy una persona que aprende mucho por medio de escuchar, incluso a veces más que lo visual. So what I do is to listen to some podcasts. That's what I used to do. Yo ponía, por ejemplo, audios, podcasts de temas que me interesaban. Y bueno, a veces también, por ejemplo, cuando hago ciertas cosas, trabajo, no sé, limpieza, o cuando voy en el camino, me gusta escuchar esos podcasts. So, try to do anything that works, but have something. Lo que sea, pero que sean al menos esos 15 o 20 minutos de práctica. You know, you also have the recordings, también están las grabaciones de clase. Véanlas, aprovechenlas. You know, the recordings are not only for you when you miss a class, no es solo cuando faltas a la clase, es para repasar. You know, it can help. And, well, those are the recommendations. Now let's continue. What happens if we have two sentences that use the past continuous? Aquí hemos visto ahora unas oraciones que tienen sí, pasado simple y pasado continuo. ¿Qué pasaría si tenemos dos oraciones en pasado continuo? For example, I was watching TV while I was eating popcorn. So now when do these events happen? Tenemos dos opciones. One happens before another, uno sucede después del otro, o los dos suceden al mismo tiempo. What do you think? Are they happening simultaneously, or one happens before another? What do you think about this sentence?
Same time.
Both are happening at the same time.
Yes, both are happy. Well, both happen at the first time. Yes, they are simultaneous sentences. Exactly. So you can write two past continuous sentences, and that means they are both happening at the same time. Okay. I was watching TV while I was eating popcorn. And in this case, you see that I have two I was. Aquí tengo I was. Y aquí se repite I was. Por lo tanto, puedo eliminar el I was y solamente dejar el verbo en gerundio. I was watching TV while eating popcorn. Y esto es mejor. ¿Ok? Pero es como si aquí entre comillas tuviéramos el I was. Oh, pero no entre comillas, sino entre paréntesis tenemos el I was. So, yeah, we don't repeat, no vamos a repetir el pronombre y el verb to be si ya lo tengo antes. Incluso si fueran tres acciones simultáneas, entonces igualmente solo el primero diríamos I was. Ya no vuelvo a repetir I was en toda la oración. I was watching TV while eating popcorn. You don't repeat more. Okay. What else? Well, you can also use the simple past like I told you, like in sentence 2. A veces no es que una oración interrumpa la otra, sino que algo sucede durante una acción de mayor tiempo, o que se realizó esa acción, una acción más larga, de duración más larga, y sucedió otro evento mientras eso sucedía, pero no que lo interrumpe. For example, I could say, I was watching TV. I don't know. This is not too long, right? I don't know. I was working for I don't know, Televisa when I learned Chinese. Okay. So I'm not saying that learning Chinese was an obstacle for this sentence. So I was working for Televisa, but I'm saying that this happened while this duration, this event of longer duration. Entonces no es que aprendí chino y esto interrumpió que yo estaba trabajando aquí, sino que mientras yo trabajaba, esto otro sucedió. Okay? Very well. So you can use like this, the past continuous and the simple past when you need it. But usually remember something. This is the thing, right? When you say I learned Chinese, it's a completed action. Quiere decir que en ese periodo terminé esa acción. While I was working, esto indicaría generalmente que fue interrumpida esa acción o que acabó antes de lo que se esperaba. That's the difference between simple past and past continuous. Okay? So, do you have any questions at the moment about the simple past and past continuous? Yesterday we were practicing. Ayer practicábamos un poco, ¿no? I was asking you questions and you were answering. Any questions about this topic?
No, for the moment.
Okay, very well. Remember that now for the questions, use different auxiliary verbs. Si yo hago una pregunta, por ejemplo, I could ask you the question we did. Did you go to Venezuela? Okay. So this question is in simple past. Okay, I know it because I have the auxiliary verb did. Aquí nada tiene que ver was y were. Okay, porque este es pasado simple, una acción que ya terminó. ¿Fuiste a Venezuela? Okay, if I use past continuous, I would ask like this, were you going to Venezuela? ¿Estabas yendo a Venezuela? But I want you to see that these are two different tenses, son dos distintos tiempos. This is for a completed action, and this is an ongoing action, an action in progress. Were you going to Venezuela? ¿Estabas yendo a Venezuela? ¿Fuiste a Venezuela? They are, maybe for us, in Spanish, it's not very different, but it is very different. Pero sí es diferente en inglés, tienen distinto uso. So what I want you to remember is not to mix, no confundamos pasado simple con pasado continuo. No vayamos a poner aquí, por ejemplo, did you go in? No. When you use verb to be, cuando hay verb to be, el verbo es en forma con ing. If you use did you go, no puedo poner going. Did you go in? No, va en forma base. So this is something for you to remember about the structure, okay? About the simple past and the past continuous. Okay, lo mismo para el negativo. Yo diría, por ejemplo, negativo, I didn't go to Venezuela. Right? Were you going to Venezuela? ¿Cómo diríamos, no estaba yendo? Were you going to Venezuela? How will you say that? Negative form?
I wasn't going to Venezuela.
Exactly. I wasn't going to Venezuela. So they are two different tenses, but you can have both of them in the same question. Puedes tener pasado simple y pasado continuo en la misma pregunta. Let me copy and paste these questions to the chat. And now I write, for example, did you see I don't know. Did you see Lionel Messi when you went to Argentina? Okay. So notice this sentence. Es una pregunta en la que estoy utilizando pasado simple y pasado continuo. I want to know if an event happened while doing other thing. Sorry, I think, well, both are in simple past, like you can see. Did you see Lionel Messi when you went to Argentina? Let me copy paste this sentence. Completed actions. Now I could ask you, for example, did you see Lionel Messi? And I could say, while you were at the stadium, ¿viste a Lionel Messi mientras estabas en el estadio? Okay. I don't know, while you were watching the game at the stadium, mientras estabas viendo el juego en el estadio. Okay, so the first thing is did has the structure of the question for the first verb. The first verb has the structure of the question. But after this, we're watching, esto ya no es pregunta. Okay, es decir, aquí ya no voy a poner el where antes de you. No vamos a decir while were you. No, sino aquí ya tengo la pregunta. Lo demás sigue en forma de afirmación. Okay, or I could say, did you feel the earthquake? Do you feel earthquakes? ¿Sentiste terremotos mientras vivías en México? Did you feel earthquakes while you were living in Mexico? Okay. ¿Sentiste terremotos mientras vivías en México? And how can we reduce this sentence? ¿Cómo podríamos reducir esta oración para hacerla más natural, más corta? ¿Qué podemos eliminar de esta oración? What do you think we can? There are two things. Hay dos cosas.
You were like your.
You were. You and were. Exactly. Entonces, you and were lo podemos eliminar. Puedo decir, did you feel the earthquakes? Did you feel earthquakes while living in Mexico? Se sobreentiende el you were. So you can say, while living in Mexico, did you feel any earthquakes? Ok, podemos hacer la pregunta también, la misma pregunta empezando con pasado continuo. While living in Mexico, or I could say, I don't know, were you living in Mexico? I don't know, during the earthquake. ¿Estabas viviendo en México durante el terremoto? Or when the earthquake happened? ¿Estabas viviendo en México cuando el terremoto sucedió? So that's the other thing you can do. Okay. So that's about the simple past and the past continuous. But let's remember also, we have another structure to talk about the past, that is the used to. Remember that yesterday I told you that we didn't have the pasado remoto in English to talk about things that happened a long time ago. But actually, we have a structure that can help you to do that. And that is two structures. One is used to and would. Okay, used to literally means solía. Can you please help me read, Maite, the green chart, this information in used to, please?
Use used to when something happened over a period of time, but doesn't happen anymore. ¿Presigo?
Very well. Yes, please.
I used to be
Los
a
ejemplos.
swimmer, but now I play soccer. We didn't used to ride our bikes a lot, but now we ride every day. Did you used to live in Boston?
Okay, very well. So used to, there you have. So the first will be translated. I used to be a swimmer, but now I play soccer. Solías nadar, pero ahora juego soccer. We didn't used to ride our bikes a lot, but now we ride every day. No solíamos conducir nuestras bicicletas, pero ahora conducimos cada día. Solías vivir en Boston. Those are the examples. Okay, so you can use this structure. Is used to is the infinitive, so you don't get rid of to. And you can use another structure. Se puede utilizar también would. Would is like, for example, you say would go, significaría como iría. Would go, would eat sería comería. But in this context, en este contexto, would también se puede utilizar para hablar del pasado, para hablar de cosas que sucedieron. También es el solía. Okay, maybe you remember, I don't know if we ever did I ever play the song Viva la Vida by Coldplay? Do you remember? ¿Recuerdan si alguna vez les puse la canción de Viva la Vida?
No, I don't remember.
No? Okay. We're going to play two songs. One of them is Viva la Vida by Coldplay, and the other one is 21 Pilots. Me parece Viva la Obesidad. Okay. So let's listen first to this song. This song is about... Bueno, se los pongo y ahorita les digo de qué trata. O cuál es el significado de la canción. Or you can, maybe you know the meaning. Okay.
I used to rule the world, seas would rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone, sweep the streets I used to own. I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes, listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. One minute I held the key, next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield.
Very well. So here you see the structures, and the song starts in I used to rule the world. Okay, so the verb rule means gobernar. Okay. ¿Qué quiere decir entonces? I used to rule the world.
Yo solía gobernar el mundo.
Yes, very well. So again, check. We use used. Aquí es importante la de después del verbo use. And then you use to. To rule. De hecho, esto como used termina en sonido T, porque recuerden que vimos una regla el nivel anterior sobre la pronunciación del pasado. Entonces, como termina en un sonido S, use, la ED se pronuncia como T. Lo vamos a revisar, repasar también. But we would pronounce like used. I used. Y aquí como tengo T, entonces junto used con to, por lo tanto, diría así de manera más fluida como used to. Used to, como una sola T. I used to rule. I used to rule the world. Okay. Now, the next sentence aquí para no repetir el used to, porque sería mucho used to, entonces utilizamos alternativamente también would. Seas would rise. Aquí quiere decir los mares se solían levantar cuando yo daba la orden. Give the words, dar la palabra, dar la orden. Okay. So you will see in the song that they interchange used to and would.
The world sees it rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning.
Okay. Listen now, los verbos que pueden ver están en presente. I sleep alone.
I sleep alone, sweep the streets I used to own. I used to roll the dice.
Okay. Used to roll the dice. Roll the dice, tirar los dados. Igualmente solía tirar los dados. Feel the fear in my enemy's eyes.
Feel the fear in my enemy's eyes. Listen as the crowd would sing.
La multitud solía cantar, and so on. Okay. Very well. So we have here simple past and used to and would to talk about things. So this is the kind of thing you use when you talk about things that happened a long time ago. In this case, according to some research I made of this song, se dice que esta canción habla acerca del rey Luis XV, King Louis XV, that just in the beginning of the French Revolution, so you know what happened? They killed the king, mataron al rey. No me acuerdo si lo ahorcaron o si le cortaron la cabeza. But the king was killed by the people, el pueblo. De hecho, creo que fue la primera nación en rebelarse contra su rey y, bueno, no así, pero terminar con la monarquía and to begin with the democracy. Right? So that's talking basically about the King Louis. It's about history. Now try to think about maybe history is not your strong point. Quizá la historia no nos guste mucho. Pero try to think about historical character, a real person. Well, it's difficult. Now you know what history is real or not, but try to think about a historical person y digan qué solía ser esa persona de la antigüedad. Piensen en algún personaje famoso de la historia. I don't know. I will tell you. For example, I could say the Spanish used to burn the feet of the enemy of the Aztec kings. Los españoles solían quemarle los pies a los reyes aztecas. Okay. I don't know, try to think about a character. Traten de pensar en un personaje histórico y escriban en el chat algo que esa persona solía hacer o algo que solía suceder durante, no sé. Try to think about something this person used to do. You can think about Mexican history. You can think about American history, universal history, international, and just write a very random fact. Escribamos un dato de esta persona. While you think about it, I will look for the biography of King Louis. Mientras lo busquen, yo voy a buscar la biografía del rey. Ah, era, no 15, era Luis XVI. Ok, piensen en ese personaje y escriban en el chat. If you check, for example, this biography, you are going to notice the verbs in past. Por ejemplo, Louis XVI was, aquí tengo el verbo was en pasado, before the fall of the monarchy during the French Revolution. Became, se convirtieron, died, murió, reigned, reinó, okay, used, utilizaba, and so on, right? So you will see either verbs with ed, verán verbos que terminan en ed, o verbos que son irregulares. Okay. So you have your character, ya tienen a su personaje histórico. Okay. You have your character. Just one person has written so far. Okay. Hitler used to kill the Jews. And not only the Jews, but yeah. Hitler is such a character, right? Yeah. there in Poland, where my wife is from, we saw, well, they invited us to see this place. There's a place. You know, Poland is the place where they were that the country that suffered the most by Hitler. And there is a concentration camp you can visit that is called Auschwitz, que se puede visitar en Polonia, que fue es un campo de concentración. Bueno, fue un campo de concentración y se puede visitar y es como un museo. It's really, you feel the goosebumps. Los goosebumps es que se te hace la piel de gallina. And you can go, like, you know, you can go to parks, puedes ir a parques o cementerios locales y ves que eran judíos o que te parece que lo mataron los nazis. It's a great thing, you know, the extermination. Have a picture, I don't know how many millions they killed. Was terrible. Muy bien. Hitler used to kill the Jews. Muy bien. Cleopatra, digo, muy bien, ¿no? I mean, terrible, but good sentence. Cleopatra used to take a bath in milk. That's an interesting thing, yeah? Very well. Hay otra reina loca, ¿no? Que se bañaba en sangre, ¿no? De vírgenes. Yeah. I don't remember the name, I don't remember the story, but something I heard. Okay. Bueno, nos faltaría Flor, Jorge, and Gabriel. Please write your sentences about these characters. Ok, bueno, a ver qué pusieron. Ok, Doroteo Arango and Emiliano Zapatan, right? Used to be a revolutionary leaders in early 20s in Mexico. Very well. Excellent. Very good. Okay, we're going to listen now to this song. Esta canción también utiliza la estructura de used to. So let's listen to it.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back.
So you see the first part, it says, bueno, aquí todavía no. Okay. Ya, eso aquí en el coro. Entonces,
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
okay, let's translate this part. Can you help us, Gabriel? Can you help us to translate this part of the song? Or Maite, please, can you? Yes, can you please help me translate, Gabriel, this part of the song?
Lo único que no estoy seguro si voy a poder traducir es moment y send, porque eso no lo había visto antes.
Okay. ¿Cuándo nuestra?
Nuestra, ya le dije que no, yo no sé qué es mama.
Mama es mamá. Mamá. It's other way of
Mama,
mom. Nos
Sí.
cantaba.
cuando nuestra madre nos cantaba para dormir, pero ahora nos Con stressed out, lo que pienso que sería desestresamos.
Ahora estamos estresados. Exactly. Yeah, so there used to be a time when we were kids, right? I remember my dad used to read stories for me and my brother. That was such a thing. Always my dad used to read for us to sleep. Yeah, that was such beautiful moments. And you actually don't think about them until you leave home, until you grow up. But you remember some of those moments with melancholy, right? And now now we're stressed out. Y ahora somos adultos estresados.
Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I'd probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face. Back time
Quiero la parte
to the good old days.
casi final.
But now we're stressed out. Used to play pretend, give each other different.
Aquí tenemos we used to play pretend, give each other different names. Ok, solíamos jugar, pretender, darnos a cada uno distintos nombres.
Names we would build a rocket ship and then
Solíamos construir una nave espacial y volar lejos. So, like in our imagination, in our imagination.
we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, "Wake up, you need to make money."
Now you wake up, you need to make money. That's the reality now. Okay.
Yeah, we used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, "Wake up, you need to make money." Yeah. Wish we
Yeah, this song really hits you when you have the age, I think. Okay. So guys, you know their song, you can share with the group, compartan en el grupo. A lo mejor hay una canción en inglés que les guste y en una de esas hay pasado o hay esa estructura de used to. And please share it with the group, compártanlo y para que todos escuchemos esa canción. Try to think about a song that has the past, ya sea que tenga pasado o la estructura de used to. Please complete this part, the exercise 8, for homework. Vamos a completar las oraciones utilizando used to. Okay, tomorrow is not really grammar. We're going to check vocabulary. So, thank you so much for joining. Please do your homework. And see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Take care.